All right, let's get this show on the road. My name is Kira Claw. Welcome to the channel. Here's another live stream. I'm trying to do this more frequently. It's been a little rough lately. Haven't been able to post nearly as much as I want to, I guess. But if you're here, then that means you probably saw the video title and the video cover. And I mean, the cover wasn't hugely grasping. If you guys have questions about the title, feel free to put that in the comments. I don't expect you to really ask about it, but if someone asks about it, I will answer. Meanwhile, I had characters drawn up in here. This is not sponsored, by the way. This is just here. That's just my sketchbook. I drew a bunch of the Sonic characters in there, specifically ones that are in the pilot episode for Sonic Youth. And for Sonic Youth, I need Sonic characters. So most, if not all of these characters belong to Sega. There is one that I don't think anyone will recognize right off the bat. Maybe you do. In which case, good job. You are a 1%er of Sonic fans, probably. I don't actually know. But I think we should start off with the preface of Sonic Youth is a fan tribute series to Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's going to be covering everything from Sonic Underground to the other Saturday morning Sonic cartoons, all the way up to Sonic Frontiers. Classic games, modern games, adventure games, everything. So, without further ado, let me introduce our main character, obviously Sonic. And he's listed as 12 years old here because that's how old he's going to be at the beginning of the series. Something that bothers me and a couple of other people that I've talked to in the past is that Sonic Underground looks like they're a bunch of little kids and they kind of act like little kids. Not that teenagers can't act like little kids, but they claim that they're 17 in that show, and that's older than Sonic ever was in any game manual by at least a year. So I am saying this Sonic Underground would happen before any of that. So Sonic's going to have to be younger than how we normally picture Sonic, and he will get older through the series. Every season or two, something like that, he will grow up a year. Maybe like 2 seasons in the whole storyline will not cover his birthday. He's going to end the series at about 20, probably. And it's looking like a 9 or 10 season series. It's going to be a big one, and I'm going to need help. And I am writing the script. And I am holding auditions for people who want to compose music or play music as the Sonic Underground Band. And of course, you'll be heavily credited, and so much love for any fans who want to join in on that. The next question a lot of people will probably ask is, well, if you're covering Sonic Underground, then what about Sonic's family? You gotta have Sonic's family. If you're going to do Sonic Underground, you need Manic, you need Sonia, you need Queen Alina. I'm going to give a bit of a spoiler and say that Manic and Sonia are not in the first 2 episodes. And by first 2 episodes, I mean the pilot and episode 1. Pilot is episode 0. However, we will have Queen Alina. And yeah, this, I list her as 20 years old, but that's just because she shows up in flashbacks. I'm going to have a prologue and an epilogue in a lot of episodes, if not all of the episodes. And with those flashbacks, we're going to get people like Queen Alina and King Jules, her husband, Sonic's dad. And so in those flashbacks, they're 19 and 20. Jules is 19, Alina is 20. Simply because they were a young couple when the whole prophecy shebang happened. In current times, where Sonic is 12 and we actually have our series, they will be 31 and 32-ish. Something like that. Because that's how time works. Next up, another very, very important member of Sonic's family. And with Jules, we are entering the Aaronacidae side of the family. I am switching up the hedgehog thing because Alina's going to be a hedgehog, but I kind of want there to be some definition in Sonic's family tree, so it's not just last name Hedgehog marrying also Hedgehog. Feels a little weird to me. So we've got Jules, last name Aaronacidae, and we have his brother, Charles, aka Uncle Chuck. And this is his listing within the series when Sonic is 12. So he's a few years older than Jules. He's 35 in the main course of the series. Jules will be about 31-ish throughout the main course of the series. But Charles is 35 when we see him raising a 12-year-old Sonic at the beginning of the series. Next up, we have another Aaronacidae here. I call him Maurice. And he's 19 years old. He is in the pilot episode, and he does interact with Sonic. So this is Maurice. If you recognize him, cool, good for you. If you don't, that makes sense too. I will not clarify on what that means. Next up, we have Sally Acorn, because I said I'm bringing in the other Saturday morning cartoons, and what would those be without the rest of the Freedom Fighters? So we have Sally Acorn back again, and she, like Sonic, will be 12 years old at the beginning of the series and will get older throughout the series. Following Sally, you can't have Sally and not have Antoine, our cute little French guy, little scaredy cat, sweetie pie, and wrongfully used for comic relief. You can be a coward, but let's tone it back a little bit. I'm planning to tone it back a little bit as he gets older, at least, so that we can really see how awesome Antoine becomes in the Archie comics. We never see that in the Saturday morning cartoons. Antoine's pretty solid. So we're going to make him that way. And of course, you can't have Antoine without his future wife, Bunny. And I did give her a middle name. It's because of reasons. She's a rabbit, okay? Middle name, Brule. I came up with that. But this is Bunny Rabbit. And she's going to be 13 at the beginning of the series. Antoine is our little baby. He's going to be 11 at the beginning. Sweet little guy. And yeah, those are all the ones that I drew. There are a few other characters in the pilot episode that I have not drawn yet. Such as Dingo. I'm going to have to draw him twice. He's going to look different between two different forms. Really, he's going to have 3 different forms, but 2 of them are actually notable and significant to who he is. So I will draw him up. I'm going to probably redesign Sleet a little bit to really make him feel like a Sonic character. Because those 2 are major characters within even just the pilot episode, but throughout the whole first season. Next up, after that, I guess the next characters I'm going to have to make will be, I need to make Cat and I need to draw Catty. I need to draw those 2. And they are very, very obscure characters, but they are ones that have stuck with me since I was little, and I remember them. Rest in peace, Cat. Yeah, poor guy. And then Catty, full name Catty Carlisle, she actually did get a last name, which you don't normally see for one-off characters, but she got one. And she is our cute country girl singer from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Something that I've tried rewatching and can't really get myself to get into. Sometimes Sonic Underground has to be a mood for me. I love the premise of Sonic Underground. I love Sonic Underground as a concept, and I Adored it growing up. I adored Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog growing up as well. But Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground takes a little bit on and off nowadays, just because the music doesn't quite hit the same and the animation's a little buggier. So I got to be ready for that. But I do enjoy watching it still. And then Sonic Sat AM, or just the Saturday morning cartoon that isn't Adventures of or Underground, that also was a very solid series, and I still like that one a lot now. So Cat is from that one. Cat is only in the first episode. And I will have him in the series as well. I really want to see him in there. And he deserves a little bit more recognition. Not that I can give him too much more, but he'll be there. And Catty will be there. And all of these guys will be there. Hello, person. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Sonic Alienate. My name is Kira Claw. How are you doing today? Feel free to take your time. Oh, hello, another person. Welcome to the stream. I guess since you're both here now, I might as well introduce the pilot episode's characters again. Just really quick. Not going to take too much time on them. But we have Sonic, our main character. He's going to start off pretty young. He will grow throughout the series. It's going to be a longer series. So he'll get to be around 20 at the end. This is what he looks like at the very beginning when we cover Sonic Underground and stuff. And then we've got Queen Alina. And then we've got Jules, Sonic's dad, Queen Alina's husband. And then we've got Charles, otherwise known as Uncle Chuck. We love him. And then this, you may or may not recognize him. I call him Maurice. And then we've got Sally, Antoine, and Bunny Rabbit. So I guess I didn't really have much of a plan for this live stream today. It was mostly just covering those guys, and that went faster than I expected. However, if there are questions about the series, I would love to answer that. I know there's really only one of you still watching, but I would love to answer any questions. Otherwise, this is really short so far. I might just pull up the pilot episode and read some of my favorite highlights from that. I have to turn on my second monitor first. Oh, monitor is not plugged in. There we go. That was my problem. Just gotta pull up Google Docs for the script. Google, why do you hate me? Hello. How's it going, Ducky? Okay. Mom's home. Oh, Mom's home. Dinner switch. I guess I should end the stream here then. We will not be going over pilot highlights. This was a very short stream, and I apologize for that. I will try to get another one going on Wednesday. You can see times for that and stuff in the channel description. There we go.
I got some pizza